The difference between the person that you aspire to be and who you are now is a matter of recognized internal power. That power exists within you regardless. It's when and if you decide to recognize it that makes the difference, okay? You can recognize it at any point. You don't need to wait until you have that nice car, that nice job, okay, in order to recognize your inner power. Recognize it in this moment. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Manya Kamara, aka the Bougiest Hippie, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about confidence, the act of being effortless, okay, and the art of being unbothered, okay? My whole life, people have always told me, like, oh my gosh, how are you so confident and unbothered all the time? You seem like you really don't give a fuck, and I'm like, I don't. I never have. Stay tuned to the end of the video and you guys will see a funny picture. But no, like literally I just never have, and I never knew how to I never understood how to answer that question. I would always just be like, well, of course, I mean, I just don't care what people think. You can't satisfy everybody, so why would you try to? That was me. I was very sassy with it. I was literally like, I don't get why it's so hard for people to just be confident. Like, just stop caring what other people think. It's that simple. As I started to step into more professional spaces in the academic world, in the work world, in the artistic world, modeling world, I've started to become a little bit more challenged with my state of confidence, okay? So now as I'm growing, I'm starting to understand a little bit more why it's difficult to stay confident all the time. And so I've had to develop new strategies and a new understanding of where that confidence is rooted in and where that comes from and how to keep it sustainable and consistent in your life. And so I wanted to just have like a broader conversation about this with you guys today. And just, I don't know, see where we go with this, because I actually think that I do have some powerful thoughts on this subject. I want to do a whole series about this, in fact. So like my idea was to do like little get ready with me's, and then also talk about like confidence and like just inner beauty. So I want this to be like the theme of like inner and outer beauty. I don't know exactly what I would call the series, but the theme would be inner and outer beauty. So obviously you'd have the first half of the video where it's like get ready with me. I'd be doing my makeup, doing like showing you guys my outfit, talking about, you know, maybe skincare routines, sharing some of my outer beauty hacks with you guys. And then, you know, maybe I go to a new location and then we have a conversation about something about the internal, and that kind of segues to like the internal beauty portion of the video. I'm definitely doing this, you guys. I feel like it's gonna be so fun. But yeah, expect more videos like this, because this is very much so my strong suit. When it comes to like confidence and just loving yourself, like this is my strong suit, you guys. This is why I model. This is why I do YouTube. This is why I'm always putting myself out there, because I love myself. You know what I mean? This is my thing. So that, and also understanding emotions, like those, like if you know me, you know that those are my things. But yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna ramble anymore. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. As always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to see more content. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. There's a certain type of confidence that arises from placing yourself outside of the box, okay? That comes from being forced into a state where you have to stand out, okay? Being othered. There's a certain type of confidence that comes from this. And it's just funny because I feel like my whole life people have always been like, well, why are you so unbothered? You seem super confident all the time. And it's not necessarily that I am super confident all the time. It's not necessarily that I feel as though everybody around me views me in a high light, because I don't see it that way, okay? I know that there are people who probably dislike me, who probably have negative opinions on me, and my thing is I just try not to worry about it. I try not to change those people's minds, okay? Because at the end of the day, what I decide to value is not the external validation, but it's just how I feel about myself. It's how I feel when I look in the mirror. It's about me feeling fulfilled in who I am. And a lot of times, in order to reach that state of fulfillment, of inner fulfillment, we have to detach ourselves from the outside world. This includes deleting social media, isolating yourself sometimes, spending times and moments in silence and peace and rest to just sit with the present moment, sit with who you are in the present moment, and find acceptance in it, okay? Sometimes this means refraining from shopping. That's hard. That is hard for me, like, I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like constantly needing to like shop and buy something new, it's like what I'm seeking in those moments is almost like this little bit of dopamine, but it has nothing, it doesn't even begin to compare to the feeling that comes with like true fulfillment. Once you decide that once you decide that you need nothing, you will have everything in this moment, okay? I had drawn an affirmation card earlier today, and it said, all that you have is all that you need. And it just made me think about how like we always, like, we as a society, we're always saying stuff like, oh, when I get this, I'll be happy. Once I reach this goal, I'll be successful. Once I get here, if I, and it's just crazy because what makes a difference, what makes the real difference between those who are fulfilled in life and those who aren't, isn't a matter of achievements, okay? It's a matter of choosing that experience for themselves in that moment. You're never going to receive the fulfillment and perceived satisfaction that you think you can achieve through these different accomplishments, okay, if you do not first recognize that living in that state of joy, happiness, is a choice, okay? If you don't realize that this is a choice, then no matter how much you're achieving and accomplishing, it still won't be enough. You're always going to want more and want more and want more and want more. And this, my friends, is the cycle of desire, okay? We want something and then we get it. Now we want the next thing. Now we want the next thing. We're always looking to how can I get more and get more and get more? Eventually this should satisfy me. Eventually this should create happiness in my life. But the crazy thing is that these things are not what create happiness. We create happiness. We choose it. Even if you don't have your dream job, even if you're not making six figures yet. And what I think is so funny is the way that we overcompensate our negative behaviors in order to please others. And these others that we're trying to please are typically people who seek to be like us. Okay, and we're overcompensating a part of us that's not even true to please them. Meanwhile, they want to be like us. Do you know how many people are inspired by you? Do you know how many people watch you and really just want to be like you? And sometimes this whole wanting to be like you thing comes out in a spiteful, jealous way. And so this is probably why you hear so many critiques and negative things from the outer world. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you don't lack anything, you don't lack external validation, you don't lack, the feeling of pleasing other people in order to know your own self-worth. When you're able to just, you don't lack material things to know your self-worth, right? When you're able to just look yourself in the mirror and be like, I like who I am right now, nothing can get to you. Literally nothing can get to you, okay? Because now you are rooted in a state of non-desire, of non-lack. And then when you're in that state of non-desire and non-lack, you're in the state of receptivity. Okay, and now all the things that you want to achieve, all the things that you think to be true about yourself are going to come to you. Okay, and it's just crazy how we distract ourselves from who we are by worrying about who we think we should be. Okay, and this whole who we think we should be, it's not even our own perception of what happiness and success looks like. It's society's, okay? It's us trying to appeal to the collective consciousness instead of just trying to live our lives as who we are. And this is why I think it's so important to take fast from social media and breaks from being around people in general and from buying things, like I was mentioning earlier in this video, just to sit with yourself. Sit with yourself and all that you are and all that you have in this moment and bring that joy into your life now. Don't wait for it. Okay? Nobody else is going to give it to you but you. The difference between the person that you aspire to be and who you are now is a matter of recognized internal power. That power exists within you regardless. It's when and if you decide to recognize it that makes the difference, okay? You can recognize it at any point. You don't need to wait until you have that nice car, that nice job, okay, in order to recognize your inner power. Recognize it in this moment, okay? Realize who you are right now. Claim that happiness, that joy for yourself right now. Okay, and this is how I move through everything. I'm going to use modeling for as an example. For the past couple years, I've been, building my portfolio, just working towards creating a name for myself in the modeling space. And something that I have to do all the time is I have to put my mind into like this, I call it my Naomi Campbell mode, because the way that Naomi moves, like, I'm going to use a couple celebrity examples to further explain this, but the way that Naomi moves, what I really love about her is she's always had that whole I believe I'm a star essence, okay? Like, you look at old videos of her, she's like, no, you can't be me, no one can be me, like, just being Naomi. She's like, I am the one and only. She's always had that star quality. And so when it comes to modeling, like, I try to embody that, and I'm like, okay, if I was at the level of outside recognition that Naomi Campbell was at, how would I then feel about myself? I would feel powerful. And I was like, but does outer recognition change who you are in any type of way? Like, think about it like this. If nobody knew who Naomi Campbell was, or if nobody knew who, like, Beyonce was, would they not still be great? They would still be great. Okay, so just because you haven't had that materialistic recognition or, external validation for who you are yet, it doesn't mean that you're not who you are. You know what I mean? You don't become great the second people notice you're great. People can't even notice that you're great if you don't already feel that way about yourself. If you're constantly waiting for others to feel as though you're great, they never will, because you don't even feel that way about yourself. You're like sitting here waiting on them. They're like, we're waiting on you. Like, we feel about you the way that you feel about yourself. Okay, so like when it comes to modeling, like, I try not to like hold my tongue too much. Obviously, I understand that, like, I'm new to it, and there's people who know how to do their job, and you got to be respectful and understanding, of course. But at the same time, if there's something I don't like or something I want to do differently, I voice how I feel. You know what I mean? I say, like, yeah, this isn't going to work for me. Let's try this. Or I need to work with this photographer. I don't like this one's style. You got to be real with yourself and stay true to who you are and know yourself at all times, okay? You can't put yourself down because you feel as though you don't deserve to shine. Okay, just because you don't have certain material things, just because you're not receiving certain external validation, it just doesn't make sense, okay? Like I said, all the people that you see that are stars and, like, just big, like, achievers and stuff, they've thought that way about themselves probably since they were a little kid. They always thought, I'm going to be a star. I am a star. You know what I mean? In any capacity that you can relate it to. It doesn't have to be modeling. It can be anything. But believe that you're already that girl. Okay, you can't be, like I said, you cannot be waiting around for other people to believe that about you, because if you don't believe it about yourself, they never will either. Okay, this is a choice that we can do in the present moment. And it goes the same with reaching happiness. We get to choose that in this moment. We get to decide, I want to be happy. I want to live in joy. And I want to celebrate my life right now. And I don't need to wait until I get this nice car, this nice job, or this new relationship in order to do that. I get to celebrate myself today if I want to. I get to celebrate myself in this moment if I want to. I get to choose happiness now. And that is, like, a really big thing that I want to bring up, is having gratitude in the present moment. Like I said, taking a break from, like, social media, buying things even, okay? Like, this is a big thing, okay? I do a lot of online shopping. I'm sure a lot of us have little shopping problems, whether it be with clothes, whether it be with, like, I don't know, sports merchandise, I don't know, mugs, whatever people buy and collect. I'm a clothes girly, so I'm not sure. Okay, and it's like sometimes I'll go like a while. You guys, I really have a shopping addiction. Sometimes I'll go a while without having bought like a new clothing item, and I'll start to be like, oh my god, like what's going on? I start feeling low about myself, as if I don't have a bunch of cute clothes, as if excuse me, as if I don't like look good without the newest best thing at all times. You know what I mean? And it's like the second I order like, oh, new dress, suddenly that feeling of confidence and happiness restores within me. And I started to notice like that's very negative. Like I'm relying on, you know, this material substance in order to make me feel good about myself. And it has nothing to do with like looking good all the time. It has to do with feeling fresh all the time, okay? And like feeling like I'm wearing something new all the time. You know, keeping the external world stimulated, you know, and seeking new validation. And I think this is why we do things like we might post a picture in an outfit and then we're like, oh, I'm not going to wear that outfit again because everybody's already seen me in it. It's like, is that the only reason why you wore the outfit? For people to see you in it? Like, who cares? Like, this is your clothes. Wear it again if you want to wear it again. I wore this outfit 2 days ago. I'm wearing it again today because I thought it was cute. I don't care if people saw me in it. Like, I know this is such a mild example, but it's just like that's something that we all do so often without even realizing how it's affecting us, you know, on a greater level. Okay. So, you know, just to like conclude the overall thoughts, when it comes to achieving this state of, you know, the ultimate being unbothered, being that girl, not caring what other people think, it comes from a matter of accessing the power that exists within you. Like I mentioned earlier, you don't receive this power after you achieve certain things. It's been within you your entire life. It's a matter of when you decide to claim it for yourself. If you think that you need to wait until you achieve in order to access that power, you never will, like I said, because it comes from within you. It does not come from the world around you, okay? You can't be searching for fulfillment in the external world, okay? You will be stuck in a cycle of chase and you will never receive. Enter that state of receptivity. Like I said, like internalize like that state of mind that like Naomi Campbell and like Beyonce exist in, where they've known their whole lives who they were. You know what I mean? Another person who I think exemplifies this really well is Thames. Like, I was talking to my boyfriend the other day because I was listening to Thames' new album and I was just like, okay, it was great. It was amazing. She's just amazing. And I was literally thinking like, I wonder why like everybody loves Thames so much. I mean, obviously, like I said, she's amazing, but what is it about her? And I'm like, you know what? It's the fact that she's so effortless. You know what I mean? She's not trying like hard to receive praise. She's just being her. Like, even when you see her in interviews, she's very like, she just seems, I mean, I haven't met her, but she seems very down to earth and effortless. And I think that's the word that I want to stick with for this video. That's the theme of this video. It's like, it's about being effortless, okay? It's about effortlessly just existing as who you are. You know, sometimes you have to get out of your mind a little bit and just fall into your spirit, okay? Just exist as who you are on a daily basis. Stop worrying about what other people think. It's more work too. Like, it's so much more work to constantly seek external validation and care what other people think all the time. Like, and knowing that you can never achieve pure satisfaction in the external world, it's like you're setting yourself up for failure. Like, what are you doing at this point? You know, accept who you are in the now. Be happy with yourself, okay? Because every moment that you give power to these negative voices, to these jealous people, is a second that you are taking more and more away from your own peace, okay? You're devoting more of that energy to negative things instead of maybe, you know, speaking positive affirmations or envisioning the life of your dreams or coming in contact with new ideas. Like, you are taking that time that could be dedicated to something positive, dedicated to your growth and your happiness, and you're applying it to something else, something that is meaningless. You know, and that is what takes away from our self-confidence the most, okay? Is constantly exchanging our peace for external validation. So in the Quran, they, use this idea of exchange a lot. Okay, there's this clear theme that like everything is in exchange. Everything that you put out has a price to pay. You know what I mean? And so therefore your reason for doing things has to be intentful and it has to be strong. Okay, and I really like this idea because I think that it is a perfect like segue to this conversation. Okay, when you are constantly seeking external validation, you may receive that external validation, but at what price? Okay, this comes at the price of your peace. It comes at the price of your confidence, and it's almost like it's like a rental agreement. You keep giving more and more peace and confidence in order to keep receiving the external validation. You know, it's like paying rent on an apartment. It's like if you miss a month rent, oh, you might be getting evicted, right? If you stop giving your peace up to the world for so much, okay, maybe they're gonna revoke your external validation then. You know, that's kind of how this works. And so that's what I mean when I say like this is a constant cycle of chase. You will never receive in this aspect. Okay, access your power today. Okay, choose to be happy today. Choose to love yourself today. Who cares what anyone else thinks? Who cares? You guys, I feel like I have to show you these pictures of me as a kid. I have to. I feel like it's only relevant for the video. Give me a second. Give me a second. I feel like this is so relevant for the video. Whenever I show people these pictures like of me as a kid, they're like, what was going on? Like, what were you doing? You know what I mean? They're always so confused, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think I was just doing whatever made me happy, and that's it. Like, but I just find this to be so funny. So this is like a class birthday party. As you can see, this is like the people in my class. They're all just sitting there being normal, looking like regular little kids, right? If you move... If we move a little bit to the side, you will see me. This is me, y'all. What was I wearing? I don't know. It wasn't winter. And yet I'm wearing snow boots. I have three different layers of plaid on. A winter hat. What else is it? It looks like pink hearted tights. And not only that, but like I'm sitting there like acting crazy in the position. I'm just like being the most like I don't give a fuck person in the room. And I feel like that's how I've always been. I don't know why. I think it's kind of going back to what I was saying at the beginning of the video. There's a certain type of confidence that arises from being forced into spaces where you have to stand out. You cannot fit in, okay? And I think this has been my whole life. You know, I have never fully fit into a space. I grew up with so many different cultures, beliefs, and just like backgrounds, like, and just like being a person that people can't easily identify as well, it just kind of forces you into like this position of otherness, okay? And you have to just be yourself. You will never be fully accepted into any category when you are thrown into this lifestyle, okay? And some of us are thrown into you know, human existence where maybe we can be easily accepted by the group. And I almost find that to be a little bit negative too, because then people kind of naturally limit you to only a certain thing, okay? They're like, okay, if you're like this, then you have to be like this. You know, and it's like we box each other in, we limit each other. I feel grateful that I'm somebody who's grown up forced outside of the box because there was no box to put me in, because I think this allowed me more freedom. Okay, so my suggestion to you guys is if you feel in a box, okay, if you feel like there's standards that you have to live up to in order to please your surroundings, these aren't your people, first of all. These aren't the surroundings that you should be around. And secondly, I encourage you to take that step outside of the box. Do something different, okay? Dress the way you want to dress one day, okay? Like, I know that maybe for some of us that doesn't seem like a big deal, but you'd be surprised how many people literally would not dress up just because they're worried about outshining others. They're worried about others having an opinion on how they look. And I'm like, who cares? We're not doing this for them. We're doing this for us, okay? Step outside in like some crazy outfit one day. Just start singing in public. Do, you know, go to a karaoke bar. Do some, I don't know. I'm just saying, do something that people would not expect from you. Okay, see how that feels to just follow your desires, follow your heart, okay, and not worry about what other people think. Just for a second, see how that feels. Get a little taste of what true fulfillment feels like, okay, and then come back and let me know. Okay, so this basically concludes the video, you guys. I just had to talk about this today. I had actually filmed another video. So, like I said, it doesn't matter if I've worn this outfit twice. You guys are probably going to see me post that video once again in the same outfit, maybe same day, I don't know. But this message, I feel like I felt a little bit more called to today specifically. And so I hope that this helps somebody. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, I'll let you guys go. What am I saying? But basically, yeah, I'm done. I'll see you guys next time.